Hello world. So here's my 2 cents without doing any research. Event. There was a court case, civil proceedings, Warren Brewer Federal Building, motions, pretrial and whatnot. So modification or alteration of the complaint, such that Ethan Marks, who was shot in the glamour shotted with an M40 at an Officer Bauer almost 6 years ago. Well, the complaint is that in lieu of pain and suffering, is loss of enjoyment of life. Now, what the defendants seemed to try to do was cite a bunch of cases outside of our district, 8th district. And what the plaintiffs seemed to do was, well, they cited some fascinating things that if I had more time, I would read. It was McGee, which was another case. I think that was 8th district. They were basically doing the circus. I have no interest either way. I said 3 things. Duck soup. God only cares when a heart stops beating, which is devils. And substantive propounding of the arguments themselves. From the perspective of someone who has published research on addiction, substance recovery at Hazleton Betty Ford, correlation and causation, particular proximate causation, there's more suffering than happiness in it, in that distinguishment. So, Magistrate Judge Rico granted, was it Rule 25, which I think, I don't know I've never read the rules, so I don't know. It was fascinating. That was a fun hour. I don't want to be a court reporter. It's just like, pushing a barrel. I'd rather be an entrepreneur, practice law as a hobby. So the takeaways here are that loss of life seemed to be the crux, whereas if Ethan would have died similar to the Black Friday incidents, which I survived, like getting pistol whipped, the damages would have been a no-brainer. Where it gets tricky is all of these depositions and third parties, in essence, disagreeing with each other on the street. Various medical providers, as well as first responder depositions. Just, it gets into this weird space of like, why am I not being paid and the doctor is, sort of thing, without any kind of deposition. And that goes for any, business to business interaction deal as well. Yeah, I mean, the one party was just like, if you're not memeing about duck soup after I said it, you're a whore. And the defendant was like, yeah, there's a Charlie Munger in back of me. And the judge was just like, he is the smartest one in the room. Which, causes of action, maybe I just had a good hair day or something. So, day 2. Leave you with the Mississippi.